right now at CEI is basically going to accelerate a startup. We think a year to a year and a half into the future of
Yeah.
on day one. So
Wow.
full market validation, customer validation, everything the startups need to do. We look at their performance. We look at, we do full competitive analysis on day one. Like when they come in and start talking with us, we already know where their road
Hmm.
bumps are going to be, all of the things that they're going to run into. We know that. We've been doing this for 15 years,
Yeah.
so we know where they're going to have the hiccups, especially if they're faculty members from ASU or NAU or U of A. They're coming into our program, and we know their gaps. They've been in the classroom for 15 years and they want to do a startup. We know the gaps that they're going to
Hmm.
hit. Like
Yeah.
we'll identify them. We're building out roadmaps that are fully interactive. So when they get to a certain point and they want to go out and raise funding, they're going to be able to hit a button. It's going to pop up a course on how to develop a pitch deck. And then they go through that process. And then Patty comes into that and says, okay, here's the parts you missed and so forth. We're trying to speed up keeping the community together, but try to speed up a startup.
Yeah.
So they're either going to go big or they're going to fail fast,
Which is perfect.
which is
What you
perfect.
want.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Venture Cafe Phoenix podcast. I'm Alex Koupal. Today, we have both the Assistant Executive Director and the Executive Director of CEI, which is Center for Entrepreneurial Innovation, which is the business incubator located in the Gateway Community College campus that provides most robust array of specialized resources to support new businesses and is the organization that holds the Venture Cafe Phoenix license. Welcome to the studio today, Patti DuBois and Jeff Saville.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
We're
guys
glad
for
to- we're
being here.
Super glad to be here.
Yes.
This is awesome. These
This
studios are
is-
great. Everything about this is really fun.
Oh, and
so
I'm so
fun.
excited for you
Yeah.
guys to be here. Part of the Venture Cafe, I guess, credo is making everybody feel welcome. And Patti, you've been with Venture Cafe since the beginning.
Yes.
Jeff, you jumped in
Yeah.
about 4 years in.
Yeah.
But I will always say that no matter what stage we've been in, CEI has always welcomed me and Sarah and Rashad and the whole team and made us feel really, really comfortable.
Oh,
And
good.
I think that's a big part of the culture building and what we've been able to create from Venture Cafe because it's a trickle down. So thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's such
Yeah.
a great event, and having you at the helm makes it even better.
With you and Sarah, we have the dream team
Yeah.
and all of the volunteers. It's been amazing to watch.
And it's been amazing to build and to build alongside CEI, the ecosystem, and all of our sponsors and our programming partners. Before Venture Cafe existed, and I know you were a part of CEI before that,
Yeah.
what was CEI's mission and goal when it launched?
You want me to take that?
You go. You go.
So back in 2011, 2012, when we first opened up CEI, it was truly a workforce development initiative. Our clients who take enormous amounts of risk to come in and chase their dream of a biotech company or a medical device company, they come in, we support them, and they create the jobs. So we don't necessarily, CEI doesn't necessarily create the jobs. It's our clients that create the jobs. And we don't take any equity in any of the companies. That's not our role or our goal to do. It's truly to support entrepreneurs who do take enormous amounts of risks and to get not only chase their dream, but to create impact in the community of healthcare and so
Mhm.
forth. So it's CEI is a special place. I've run a couple incubators
Yeah.
now, and it's just really become this amazing special place that so many stories that we're going to tell today, I hope, and a lot of really neat things.
Good. Yeah, I know when I had left corporate, it was right during COVID. I actually got laid off and I was doing so much in global. I thought to myself, where was I at my happiest my whole life? And it was working for the business incubator in Fresno. And we were actually launching the business incubator there at Cal State Fresno. And I reached out to all the business incubators in the Valley. And Tom Schumann emailed me within like an hour what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, nothing. And it was a pitch for Venture Cafe. And actually, it was led by Aaron Bear, which, Extraordinary Network, who's donated this podcast to us for the summer. And I was like, how do I get involved? And it really is a special place. And I feel like I was brought here serendipitously, as part of the Venture Cafe serendipitous connections. But I think what you guys have built as a team is really something special. With that, Venture Cafe came into the equation a little bit later. What was the catalyst for that? Was there a problem you were trying to solve in the ecosystem? I know there was a lot of other partners involved in that decision.
So this all goes back to probably 2018, 2019, when Brandon Clark of Startup AZ brought together the whole ecosystem. And we're talking the big dogs, right? Everybody that was involved in startups, and said, we need to find out, what do we need to do to really support this ecosystem? And so we all pitched in to create a fund to purchase Startup Genome's study.
Yeah.
And they did the study. And the thing that really catalyzed this was there was stats that said in Silicon Valley, the startups were meeting so often. I don't remember the exact number. I want to say 10 hours a month. But I do remember the Arizona number, which was 30 minutes a month.
Yeah.
And we said, this is a problem. So along comes Venture Cafe Global. They come here. They want to get into the ecosystem. And Arizona said, oh, no, you don't. It has to
very
be
Arizona.
Arizona by Arizona. And so it didn't happen. And the pandemic came, and the city of Phoenix was like, guys, we still need to do something.
Yeah.
And so it became a passion project for Tom Schumann. And we took it on, and we had consultant help us in the beginning a little bit, and we were talking to the community, and we were holding these fundraisers, and it was a ton of work. And we were going to call it Collide.
Yeah.
And along the way, we realized, you know what, this is a big endeavor, and we wanted to get going fast. It was after the pandemic. So we called a venture capital and said, hey, what is this going to take? And so we licensed. The one thing I want to say, so Forbes Shannon was one of our first people that really helped stir up the energy and create that. You came aboard. Melissa Lampson really helped drive us more into the community.
Absolutely.
And make more partnerships. But I think the group that is nowhere in view is the CEI team, which was Carly Figman-Feinberg, Alex Kahey, Tom Schumann, myself. We all worked for 2.5 years being in the background. So hats off to them.
It was almost like you had two different jobs.
Oh, we had. We did. There was a lot of hours on everybody's part. So
absolutely.
And how wonderful it to arrive at this point where we have this incredible group of volunteers that are doing that. Yeah. We have you and Sarah. So it's been fun watching the evolution. And I do have to say, I'm glad that I don't have that as my second job
anymore.
I have some, but not enough to be painful. So
I'm glad that we've been able to provide the opportunity for you to have your Thursday nights back.
Thank you.
And, that team you just mentioned, Carly, Alex, Tom, being able to build the infrastructure and give us the time to create something that's rinse and repeat is a big part of that. I know so many people ask us, how do we produce Venture Cafe every single week? It's like a mini conference with 2 part-time people. and a part-time marketing person.
Somebody said recently it's like having a wedding every week.
Absolutely.
And it's like, it's that much planning.
Is.
And I'm just like, you're right. It is. It's so much work and so much effort. And that's why the team is so important. And as the new director coming in halfway through Venture Cafe being invented and brought online, I'm just so grateful to have the team that's there today.
Yeah.
And one other group I want to mention is the community college district and
absolutely.
what we have to go through every week to have 2 free drinks, as we often promote, and the amount of signatures and the foundation, the Maricopa Community College Foundation is just, they're all part of it. It's
so
all a part
supportive,
of it, and we ask them to step out of their comfort zone every week.
Oh yeah.
When we're doing the things we're doing. So it just takes such a big village of people to make this event happen every week.
Absolutely.
It really does.
I'm glad you brought up the Maricopa Community Colleges, because that has been an integral part in being able to allow us to accept donations from such a broad group of organizations. And Venture Cafe runs off of donations from community partners, community members. And, we couldn't do it without the foundation and the college. So,
and for all of the listeners, I would encourage, especially those people who attend Venture Cafe, to just take a moment and realize that this wedding that happens every Thursday takes an incredible amount of energy.
Yes.
But even more so, an incredible amount of money. And so any support or people that you think could be supportive and get something out of being part of this, please come and contact us, because we're working hard to keep this sustainable, and it's tough.
Yeah. I don't think we talk about that enough. I think we often project ourselves in the community as we're successful. Yeah. We don't need anything. We're doing great.
We do.
We're successful, but we also need things. Like there is a constant need for funding.
Yes.
And, it's not your typical, exchange for marketing impressions or those kinds of things. So, how is it that CEI measures success? I mean, we don't have those KPIs as far as direct marketing. And I know we have some demographics, but what is it that CEI is looking for as far as, success factors?
I'm going to jump in just because what began was, how do we break down the silo and bring all types of groups together in the most neutral atmosphere? And I think that's really an amazing key, is we have really worked to make this neutral.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome, whatever you're doing. And it's become a showcase for really what is going on in our ecosystem. So the fact that that is happening, and we do hear people are meeting, and this is bringing about successful connections, is what started this, and what was the goal for this passion project for Tom Schumann and now for us.
Yeah, and what's interesting to me, which is the coolest thing, is you can pretty much be in Bullhead City or Kingman or Show Low, Pine Top, Tucson, Sierra Vista, and somebody you're going to come in interaction with, they've heard about Venture Cafe.
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
wild.
Cool.
It's crazy.
Pretty cool.
It's crazy.
And that's the impact that that organization is having on the state.
Yeah.
We have several people. We have a lot of clients up in Flagstaff now at CEI, and they're all put it on their calendars. They're going to all
come down.
They either attended already or they're going to start coming down on a regular basis. And we know where it's happening. That's where it's happening.
Yeah. And we see so many people come up from Tucson, and I'm excited to hear more people are coming down from Flag, especially with, I think you have a history in Flagstaff.
Love Flagstaff.
Would you love to share with me a little bit of what you were doing in Flagstaff and your entrepreneurial journey as well?
Yeah. So my wife and I, we lived in Flagstaff for, 38, 39 years, on and off a little bit. Spent a little time in Durango, Colorado, which was awesome. 7.5 years there.
Wait, Jeff, you can't be that old.
Oh, no, I'm that old. I'm for sure that old. That's why I don't have any hair. But Flag is a very unique. It's got medical device companies. It's got, you know, lots of science-based companies. TGen North is up there. David Inglethaler comes from that area, who's now big in the Wexford building with ASU. You know, Dr. Paul Kime comes out of NAU, who's the anthrax expert, has this whole facility. Flagstaff's a very unique place, you know, and I love Flagstaff. And my mentor, Russ Yelton, you know, him and I launched NACET, which is now Moonshot. And we built that incubator up to probably 40 companies at one point, and it was cranking. And it was a lot of fun. And then we got this crazy idea that we should go down to Phoenix and run CEI, and that's how we got involved in CEI. But yeah, Flag's a pretty cool place.
It is. Absolutely. And Patti, you have an entrepreneurial background.
I do. I had 3 companies. I had 1 small exit. But hats off to all startups. It's a fun journey, but it can be really stressful.
Oh, absolutely.
So my love, and I've been at I was going to say Venture Cafe. Been at Venture Cafe for 3 years. No, CEI for over 10 years. To be able to use the knowledge that I collected and to be able to give that back, but to still be in startups and still really have impact without having to have the stress. It's awesome. And I just, everything that I can do to make it easier, faster, and affordable for these groups, I'm all over it.
Yeah. So. That's wonderful. I know you guys came in here saying you want to have a little fun.
Yes.
What are some of the stories or things that you'd like to share with our listeners about CEO or Venture Cafe, or even your history together?
One.
Go for it.
So we had a group of academic graduates.
Okay.
And they came to me and said, "Oh my gosh, I think we have a gas leak." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Well, there was a smell in their office, and it was pronounced.
Okay.
I had facilities come out. We checked everything. We could not. There was no gas. There was nobody next door that was using gas. We couldn't figure it out. And here is Tom Schumann and I sniffing all of the corners of this place. And I actually moved the team out for safety purposes, right? And so Tom is sniffing and he's like, I'm close. And he went to the garbage can and found that there was a plastic bag full of oranges that had been sitting there for so long that it ate through the plastic bag. And it was the plastic.
Oh my gosh.
And I gotta tell you, whoever, how does that happen?
It's gonna sit there for a while.
But it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. So
I think the stories that I would like to tell is, like, we've had times where I've been doing this since 2008. And we've had times where, like, have you seen this client anytime recently? You know, and literally we'll go down to their lab or something, and they've set up a cot and they've been in their lab for like days on end and not have come out.
Yeah.
You know? And so people laugh when we give them tours of CEI. It's like, why did you build showers into the building? And it's like, well, that's why, because a lot of our clients will be there, you know, for many, many days in a row. We don't encourage that.
No,
that's not healthy. But we've had clients that have stayed nights, and you know, clients that have commuted into CEI from like Prescott and stuff, and they're just like, I'll just sleep here. You know, we don't allow that, but at the end of the day, that's kind of a weird, funny thing. So one of the other things we do, and we've done this since day one, and I don't know how we came up with the idea, but we do a barbecue for one of the months, and we only do these over the summer months. So we're out cooking hamburgers, green chili cheeseburgers, in the middle of summer, and it's 115 out, you know. And we do this. I'm not sure why we do it. It's become a thing,
It's a
and
thing.
it's happening on the 23rd. So anybody that wants to come and join us, you're always welcome. But it's, we sit around and we eat these really greasy hamburgers, and we just sit and talk and
Yeah.
laugh and talk about the companies and so forth. It's really kind of a special
Yeah.
moment
So
for
if
us.
you want to see Jeff sweat, come on
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I've done my time out on that grill.
I think the other thing, if I can just
Yeah,
jump
go
in,
ahead.
that I'd like to bring up is that Jeff was actually the one that helped start CEI. And so I began with him. And then Tom came aboard and we were able to create and do a lot. And then when Tom decided to retire, I called up Jeff and said, "Hey, what are you doing?"
What you doing?
Matt had a really good job at NAU that I loved, but it was just Patty had that way of just kind of bringing me back in, and yeah.
And I think one of the things that I love about Jeff is that he is able to look at the current landscape of innovation and push it and push it forward in such a way that it's going to always support the startups in such a way that they can't even imagine. But when they get in, they're like, "Oh, this is amazing." And so I very selfishly wanted to make sure that whoever was in that seat had that magic and still the passion for making these startups successful.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, to run a good, successful incubator, it takes a great team. I try to give kudos where I can every single day. We just recently hired 6 new people to
Wow.
be AI engineers to fully integrate AI into the startup
Yeah.
process. And it's risky, or I'm taking some serious risk right now. And, but I seem to have the support from my bosses, and we're building some really interesting things at CEI right now, and our whole goal, as we keep the clients at the center of everything we do, it's always when we ask, "Are we gonna go do this?" Well, how does it affect the clients? They're the ones taking all the risk, like I said. But but what we're building right now at CEI is basically going to accelerate a startup, we think, a year to a year and a half into the future of on day one. So
Wow.
full market validation, customer validation, everything the startups need to do. We look at their performance. We look at, we do full competitive analysis on day one. Like when they come in and start talking with us, we already know where their road bumps are going to be, all of the things that they're going to run into. We know that. We've been doing this for 15 years, so we know where they're going to have the hiccups, especially if they're faculty members from ASU or NAU or U of A. They're coming into our program, and and we know their gaps. They've been in the classroom for 15 years and they want to do a startup. We know the gaps that they're going to hit. Like we'll identify them. We're building out roadmaps that are fully interactive. So when they get to a certain point and they want to go out and raise funding, they're going to be able to hit a button. It's going to pop up a course on how to develop a pitch deck. And then they go through that process. And then Patty comes into that and says, "Okay, here's the parts you missed," and so forth. We're trying to speed up keeping the community together, but try to speed up a startup.
Yeah.
So they're either going to go big or they're going to fail fast.
Which is perfect.
Which is
what
perfect.
you want.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah. And we still have all of our subject matter experts.
Totally.
And to kind of tie in Venture Cafe, I mean, you can't do a startup in a vacuum.
No.
And the power of being part of an incubator is you walk down the hall and you know that that person has a chemical background, that you need the answer to this, and they're going to share their expertise beyond what you can just get from AI.
Yep.
That's the other part of Venture Cafe is all our people can then go down and connect even more.
Yep.
And then we have our own set of incredible people and mentor type subject matter experts that they have access to as well. So to me, everything is about the community and gets you out of that I'm alone in the world of startups crying.
Sleeping in my cot.
Yes, exactly. That we have to come and rouse you. But
yeah. I was going to bring up, the evolution of the ecosystem. And I think you touched on that really well, Jeff, is, one of the challenges we've had with Venture Cafe and a lot of venture cafes globally is there's like that initial funding period and then what?
Yeah.
And how do you sustain that? And it is because you start to break down the silos. There starts to become more competition. And what are the pivots? And I know some of the pivots we've made is, bringing in investor content, bringing back people who have had success stories, creating the global innovation gathering content. Like, what are the things that, CEI is seeing in the forefront? I know AI is one of them, but what are you looking most forward to as far as this change in the ecosystem?
It's an interesting question. Chime in, Patty. One thing I want to kind of add to that question is like right now we're starting to see really quirky things happening with funding issues.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like SBIRs, STTRs are getting, present leadership, whether you like it or don't, he's making some changes and that that we may not all agree with, but it's really forced us at CEI and our startup founders to really take a step back and say, how am I going to get through the valley of death?
Yeah.
When I hit that mark, and it's in what we're also doing at CEI is we're helping the investors make strong, solid investments because I think if they see a better return on Arizona investments, and we're helping them through our innovation lab and we're validating their investments and we're trying to, we throw in a bunch of stuff into the AI models that we built and then it comes back with like they're going to run out of funding here, here, and here. Here's why. Here's the companies that have been funded. We've analyzed. We're in the process of analyzing like 10,000 pitch decks. Categorizing them, all that kind of stuff. All that leads into funding issues that we're starting to see. So that really scares me and keeps me up at night. Is the funding issues. And when the STTRs and SBIRs started to kind of get quirky and unstable, and they're still kind of unstable. But all the rules have changed, and now we're trying to get up to speed on all of that. So it's like those are the things that you come into an incubator and you should expect as a startup founder to be helped with that. So we spend a lot of time on funding. And we always get to the end and we're like, yeah, I don't know if we're any further along. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's always can be a major stopgap in their startups. I don't like to say that that's the only reason startups aren't successful is because of funding.
No,
because that's not true.
No, it's not true. It's not true. So I think I have been here long enough in this role to have seen how difficult it has been for founders to get investment from Arizona. But I also have noticed that there are a lot of people who have come back and said, we need to help out. And so that's gaining some momentum.
Yes.
And I look forward to that. Investment's never going to be easy. And there's so much involved in a startup thinking about who they need to be to fit that model. And I'm a big proponent that sometimes bootstrapping is the best way to go. And that being said, it's really hard to do that with bio. So.
Not every check's a good check.
True.
Amen.
True. That's why they need advisors like the incubator to help them figure that out. I've seen, some horror stories with that.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Well, we're coming to the end of our podcast here. And one of the things we like to do are some rapid fire questions. You ready?
Let's do it.
I do not have a dog currently.
Would you like a dog? Is that a request for one?
No, that is not a request
I knew
for a
it
dog.
wasn't. If anyone wants
My
to
poor
send Patty
dog
a
would be sitting at home by itself.
All right. So with these questions, just like a couple words, simple answers.
Okay.
So what advice would you give to founders that are just getting started?
Network. Get out and meet people.
Nice.
do all of your due diligence now and determine if you actually have a product the market wants.
And that the market will pay for.
Yes.
Exactly.
What strengths does Arizona have today that they didn't have 10 years ago?
The collaborative gene. This is an amazing ecosystem of groups that will work together, even if they're a little bit competitive. And for the most part, we all play nice. And I have had outside groups be so impressed. So I feel really lucky.
Good. Yeah, I think the going back to the groups, GPEC, ACA,
City of
City of
Phoenix.
Phoenix, all of them have just really rallied behind this startup mentality. And, we have so much going on in the state right now. And
Yeah.
that was a lot of the reason why I came back, is because of that, the ecosystem that's been built.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
Absolutely. How, in Venture Cafe style, the favorite question is, how can we help you? How can us as Venture Cafe can help you, but not only us, the listeners and viewers? What can we do to support CEI?
You go. You go.
I think the biggest thing that we need help with at CEI is just understanding the reason CEI exists. And I think we have a big opportunity, and we don't do a very good job at this right now, or maybe never, is understanding the role of CEI in the ecosystem. And that's, part of Venture Cafe is us trying to have the opportunity to explain CEI.
Yeah.
And I think we can do a better job of that. And then having, the people that attend CEI make the effort to learn. The people that attend Venture Cafe make the effort to understand what CEI brings to the ecosystem. Us doing, I know these were supposed to be short answers, but I'm not very good at that. We take enormous amounts of risk at CEI to put on Venture Cafe.
Absolutely.
It's a huge risk. It's a bigger risk than I ever thought it was when I came, until I got back and got in the weeds of it all. But I think it's a risk well worth taking and doing, because I think it's crucial to the ecosystem. And as Patti alluded to it earlier, is like, we're the Switzerland. Where CEI just kind of sits in the middle. We sit in the middle of ACA and all the entities and GPEC and City of Phoenix, and we kind of just sit and facilitate and do our thing, but we're a safe haven to go to. So we're really great for that. So that's where we need the most help, is like making the people that attend Venture Cafe to make the effort to understand. And we need to do a better job communicating it. That was a really long answer.
That was really long, but also thank you for explaining that. And what I'm hearing is that CEI wants some programming, and Jeff, you'd like to talk about CEI every single Thursday.
There you go.
No, but that's the end of our questions. So thank you so much, Patti,
thank you, Alex.
Jeff.
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, appreciate your support of us and the community and everything we've been able to build together.
And thanks to Forbes for letting us hang out in his studios.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Exactly.
absolutely.
This is cool.
Exactly it. Thank you. This was really fun.
Good.
And a big shout out to the team, please.
Mhm.
If you attend Venture Cafe and you don't know Alex and Sarah, then you're missing out,
Tell them
because
thanks.
they rock. Tell them thanks for all of their work.
Thank you. You're going to make me blush, Patti. Thank you for tuning in to the Venture Cafe Phoenix podcast, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday at Venture Cafe.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Venture Cafe Phoenix, an extraordinary podcast. Join us every week as we explore the ideas, partnerships, and people making Arizona a place to build. And if you're in Phoenix, come join us in person every Thursday from 4:30 to 7 at 850 PBC in the Phoenix BioCore, downtown Phoenix. Come as you are, show up when you can, and be part of a movement. It's free to attend, and yes, believe it or not, parking is free too. Venture Cafe Phoenix is made possible by the Center for Entrepreneurial Innovation at Gateway Community College, part of the Maricopa Community Colleges system. And it's also supported by the Maricopa Community Colleges Foundation, the organization behind Venture Cafe Phoenix and a catalyst for entrepreneurship, innovation, and community building throughout Arizona. Special thank you to our legacy sponsor, the City of Phoenix, and our founding sponsors, Arizona Commerce Authority, Phoenix Bioscience Corps, Arizona State University, and Wexford Science and Technology. If you'd like to help us continue these conversations and help keep them ad-free and available to all, you can make a contribution at mccc, that's 3Cs, df.org/donate. Select Other, enter Venture Cafe Phoenix, and if you'd like to support on an ongoing basis, check the box, make this a recurring gift. This podcast is powered by Extraordinary Podcast Network, the network for thought leaders. Learn more about Extraordinary at joinextraordinary.com. Recorded in the Extraordinary studio at Cul-de-sac, America's first purpose-built car-free neighborhood. Until next time, keep building, connecting, and innovating, and we'll see you at Venture Cafe Phoenix.